Well, dear students, so in the last class we discussed about capacitance, and in particular energy stored in a capacitor and a combination of capacitors. In fact, we have completed the theoretical aspect as far as PU curriculum is concerned in the last session. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss numerical questions on this chapter, electric potential and capacitance. Hence, students, you have to keep open the textbook, part 1 of the physics curriculum textbook, and here page number 87, where you will find exercises. And dear students, before you refer the numericals, which I am going to solve here one by one, you should go through all the necessary theory discussed until now. Of course, still there are many more points to be discussed with regard to CET, NEET and other competitive examinations. Now, at present, in today's class, we will solve numerical problems, and as you all know that solving numerical problems will help us to understand the theory in a more better way. Solving numericals is like practical examples of the theory what we have learnt. Without solving numericals, the theory what we have learnt will become an abstract, will not be clear. Okay. Hence, in that regard, let us solve numericals. Okay. So, first question, two charges given 5 in 10 power minus 8 coulomb and minus 3 in 10 power minus 8 coulomb are located 16 centimeter apart. At what points on the line joining the two charges is the electric potential 0? Take the potential at infinity to be 0 given. Well, so here is the question given, two charges are given, one is positive charge and one is negative charge. Definitely, because of unlike charges, there would be a potential 0 at some points. We have to locate them. So, numerical 1, remember, numerical 1, I take the arrangement. Let us call this is point A, this is point B. Here we have 5 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. And here minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb, and they are separated by a distance given to be 16 centimeter. Now you have to locate the positions where potential is 0 due to them. And you remember, students, potential is always 0 near a smaller charge. And which is smaller charge out of the given two? 3 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb is the smaller charge. Potential will be 0 near a smaller charge. Okay. Accordingly, we don't know exactly the location, but definitely near to the smaller charge. Let it be somewhere here, say P. And let us measure this from this position, say X. What is the remaining? You know that 16 minus X. Now, potential at P 0 means potential due to charge at A, potential due to charge at B, their algebraic sum should be 0. For electric potential to be 0, so which is Vp is equal to Va plus Vb. I have written Va since potential at P due to charge at A. Potential at B due to charge, potential at P due to charge at B. This is 0. Now, this implies what? Va is equal to minus Vb. Remember, what is Va? You know, potential due to a charge. Remember the formula, 1 by 4 pi E naught, charge at A divided by the distance. is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi e naught into charge at B divided by the distance, that is 16 minus x. So this cancel. What is charge at A divided by x minus what is charge at B? It is minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 8 divided by 16 minus x. Remember students, while writing potential due to a charge, sign is important. Unlike electric field intensity, we consider magnitude only. Electrostatic force, we consider magnitude only. But when you consider potential, we have to refer sign also. Hence. So now 10 power minus 8, 10 power minus 8 cancel. 5 by x minus into minus plus. You are left with 5 by x is equal to 3 divided by 16 minus x. Remember, this is 5 into 16 minus x is equal to 3x. 16 into 5, 5 16 80 minus 5x is equal to 3x. 80 is equal to 8x. So x is equal to 10 centimeter. Means this is 10 centimeter, this is 6 centimeter. From 5 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb or 6 centimeter from minus 3 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb. Remember students, we located a point where potential is 0, at where it is 0 at a distance 10 centimeter from larger charge or at a distance 6 centimeter from smaller charge. You also remember students, potential can also be 0 on the other side. Now this is one location found in between. There is one more point where potential can be 0, that is on this side, maybe here somewhere. Let us call this is P dash. Now let us call this distance say y. Again from smaller charge it is measured. Now it is from smaller charge. So nearer to smaller charge. There is one more point. There is one more point where potential can be 0. At P dash, potential Vp dash is equal to 0. Same, Va plus Vb is equal to 0. Va is equal to minus Vb. Well students, now Va at P dash, Vb at P dash, potential due to charge at B at P dash, potential due to charge at A at P dash. I write directly, this is QA divided by, what is the distance? Look at the distance. This distance from here, 16 plus y is equal to minus sign. What is this? Y. Now let us substitute 5 into 10 to the power minus 8 by 16 plus y is equal to minus into minus plus 3 into 10 power minus 8 divided by this is y. So this is 5y is equal to 3 into 16 plus y. This is 5y is equal to 48 plus 3y. This is 2y is equal to 48 or y is equal to 24 centimeter. Remember students, y is equal to 24 centimeter. From where? From smaller charge. How about P dash from point A? You have to add 16 plus 24. It would be 40 centimeter from A or 24 centimeter from charge B. So these are two positions where potential due to given two charges is 0. So what is second position? On the other side of line joining, but nearer to small charge. So 24 centimeter from the charge B or 40 centimeter from charge A. This is from the charge, say, at B or 40 centimeter, because 16 plus 24, 40 centimeter from the charge at A. Well students, analyze the solution carefully. This is complete solution for question number 1. You read question carefully and follow the steps written. They are given to 2 point charges separated by some distance, that is 16 centimeter, and you are asked to locate the potential, locate the points where potential is 0. At what points on the line joining the two charges is electric potential 0? On the line joining, like this. So P and P dash are 2 points on the line joining where potential is 0. And distances are specified. Point P, the position of P is specified from A as well as from B. Position of P dash is also specified from A as well as from B. Well students, this is question number 1. Now let us refer question number 2. What is question number 2? Here you are given a regular hexagon having 6 sides. Each side 10 centimeter has a charge 5 microcoulomb at each of its vertices or corners. Calculate the potential at the center of the hexagon. Calculate the potential at the center of the hexagon. Well students, for question number 2, look at the arrangement. Regular hexagon having charge at every corner. Look at the charge at every corner, and all charges are identical, each equal to 5 microcoulomb. 5 microcoulomb. And distance from each corner to the center is also 10 centimeter or 0.1 meter. Why? Because hexagon, each side subtends an angle of 60 degree at the center. Therefore, this will be an equilateral triangle, like this is equilateral triangle, so that all sides are equal. Hence, distance from every corner to the center is also same as the side of hexagon, regular hexagon. Hence, here it is. Therefore, what is the potential at the center due to 6 charges at the corners? So, we write potential at the center O is equal to sum of the potentials due to all 6 charges, which are being identical, 6 times that due to any one charge. 6 times potential due to any one charge. because all are identical charges. Therefore, this is 6 into 1 by 4 pi E naught into charge Q divided by this distance D, which is equal to 6 into 9 into 10 to the power 9 into this is 5 microcoulomb divided by distance 10 centimeter 0.1 meter. Well students, on simplifying this, look at this, 10 power minus 1 goes to numerator, becomes 10 power minus 5. So 9 and minus 5, 10 power minus 10 power plus 4, sorry. So 6 5 is 30, 30 into 9, 270, 270 into 10 to the power, here 3 and 1, 10 to the power 4, or this is same as 2.7 into 10 to the power 6 volt. This is the answer for the given arrangement. This is the answer for the given arrangement. This is a very simple question. Here we have answered it. You can verify the calculation. There are being 6 charges, 6 times potential due to any one charge, and hence the formula for potential due to a charge is this. This distance is 0.1 meter, 6 times 6, because it is given 5 microcoulomb, 6 5 is 30, 30 into 9, 3 9 is 27, so 270. And this is 10 power 9, 10 power minus 6, 10 power plus 3, and here 10 power minus 1 goes to numerator, becomes 10 power plus 1. So 10 power 4, changing the position of decimal point, here it comes, and 10 power 6. Well friends, the next question is 2 charges 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb are placed at points A and B 6 centimeter apart. Identify the equipotential surface. What is the direction of electric field at every point on the surface? 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb given, means they are equal and opposite charges. Therefore, it forms a electric dipole. Referring question number 3 now. Look at question number 3. 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb. Six centimeter apart. This is, let us consider the point A. This is, let us consider the point B. 6 centimeter apart. What is the first question? A or 1 you can take. First question is identify the equipotential surface of the system. Equipotential surface. Well students, recall the idea of what is called equipotential surface. Any surface drawn in an electric field where potential is same on the surface. Such a surface is called equipotential surface. Now what would be the equipotential surface? For the given arrangement, identify the equipotential surface. How would be the equipotential surface? Well students, the given 2 charges do form electric dipole. The given 2 charges do form electric dipole, and we know that on the equatorial line of electric dipole potential is 0. Therefore, we can draw a plane surface. Plane surface perpendicular to the line joining, so that on that surface potential will be 0. Here is the arrangement. Look at the arrangement. This arrangement would be like this. Remember, this is the plane surface. Imagine this is the plane surface and this is a plane surface, and this is perpendicular to the line joining of two charges, and this would be the equipotential surface. Why? Because so this surface, any point on this surface is at same distance from A as well as from B, so that charges are equal and opposite. Potential at A, sorry, potential on the surface due to A, potential on the surface due to B at any point will be equal and opposite, hence it cancel. Therefore, this kind of surface can be regarded as equipotential surface. This is the equipotential surface. We have to draw in this way. This is the equipotential surface. How it is drawn? A plane surface drawn perpendicular to the line joining and passing through the midpoint of line joining. This is equipotential surface, and to this surface electric field is perpendicular. In fact, one of the important characteristic, as we know, equipotential surfaces, electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surfaces. So that is in fact the second question. That is in fact the second question. We can refer. What is second question? You are asked to find the direction of electric field at every point on the surface. The electric field direction at every point is normal to surface or perpendicular to the surface. So this is a plane surface. A plane surface is equipotential surface drawn normal to the line joining and second one, the direction, why? Because due to positive charge the direction will be like this, and due to negative charge towards it, look at this, on this surface. The direction of E is normal to the equipotential surface and along AB, A to B, because at A 2 microcoulomb, at B minus 2 microcoulomb, like this. This is how the answer to the question number 3. Well students, in this current session we are discussing the numerical part of the chapter electric potential and capacitance. We are referring the numerical questions from the exercise in the textbook prescribed. So third question, third numerical we have answered. Well, follow the steps carefully and understand. And students, remember always, so read the question carefully once, twice, thrice, many times to understand the question thoroughly, and then refer the answer so that it is easier. First, understanding question is very important. If you understand question, then you can find the answer easily. All the numericals are based on the discussion made on various concepts in this chapter. Now question number 4, a spherical conductor of radius 12 centimeter has a charge of 1.6 in 10 power minus 7 coulomb distributed uniformly on its surface. What is the electric field inside the sphere, just outside and at a point 18 centimeters from the center of sphere? Consider question number 4. A spherical conductor given like this has charges distributed uniformly on the surface, and this spherical conductor has radius at 12 centimeter. and it has uniform distribution of charge equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 7 coulomb. Total charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Now you are asked to find A, E, inside. Well students, you know that electric field inside a charged spherical conductor is 0. This is well known and proved mathematically using Gauss's theorem, because at any point inside, if you draw a Gaussian surface, the surface does not enclose any charge, therefore electric field inside is 0. In fact, this idea, this mechanism is used for as a electrostatic shielding to shield the electronic devices which are sensitive to external electric field. In fact, we also called this idea as what is called a Faraday's cage, remember well. Now second part, this is very clear from Gauss's law, because bracket using Gauss's law we can prove, Gauss's theorem or Gauss's law we can prove. What is second point? B. Second question B. Just outside the sphere here, just outside the sphere, and you know, just outside, distance r is equal to radius, electric field here. The formula is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi E naught into total charge Q divided by small r, which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 into total charge is 1.6 in 10 to the power minus 7 divided by, sorry, this is square, electric field it is, hence square, r square 12 centimeter, 12 into 10 to the power minus 2 whole square. This one you have to simplify, students. This is 9 into 16 into 10 to the power 9 minus 7, 10 power 2, and I write it as 10 power 1 because one of the 10 is being made use, hence this is 12 into 10 to the power minus 4. So now it is easy for you to simplify 3 times 3 fours, 4 fours, 4 threes. 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12. Sorry, this is 3 fours are 4 fours are 4 threes are. This and this cancel, this and this cancel. This becomes 1 into 10 to the power, remember, 5 Newton per coulomb. And 16 into 9 is 144. 12 into 12 is 144, so 144 cancelled. 1.6 I have written as 16 because 10 power 9, 10 power minus 1 is 10 power 2, but I have made use 110 here, so remaining 10 power 1 written here. Here 10 power minus 2 whole square, 10 power minus 4 goes to numerator, 10 power plus 4, and here this is the answer. And one more part, students, the third part. See, asking you to find electric field outside at a distance 18 centimeter. So 18 centimeter somewhere here. This is 18 centimeter. Third one. Look at the question. Third one. 18 centimeter from the center of the sphere. This is 18 centimeter. electric field outside. This is R is equal to now 18 centimeter. Therefore 1 by 4 pi E naught into Q divided by R square. This is 9 into 10 power 9 into 1.6 in 10 power minus 7 divided by 18 into 10 to the power minus 2 whole square. This is 9 into 10 to the power 9 as against 1.6 in 10 power minus 7 divided by 18 into 18 into 10 to the power minus 4. This is 9 one times, 9 two times. So you are left with I take 16 in 10 to the power 1 divided by 2 into 18 in 10 to the power minus 4. This is 2 8 times, 2 4 times, 2 9 times. This is 4 by 9 into 10 to the power 5. Newton per coulomb. So 2 1 times, 2 8 times, 2 4 ja, 2 9 ja again, so 4 by 9. As distance increases, electric field intensity decreases due to charged spherical conductor. Well students, this is question number 4. Next question number 5, remember, refer question number 5. Here it is, a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates has a capacitance given 8 picofarad and 1 picofarad stands to be 10 power minus 12 farad. What will be the capacitance if the distance between the plates is reduced by half and the space between them is filled with a substance of dielectric constant 6? Well students, now question number 5. A parallel plate capacitor yes, look at the question. Here it has capacitance 8 picofarad and air is the medium between them. What will be the capacitance if the distance between the plates is reduced by half and the space between them is filled with the substance of dielectric constant 6? This is air initially, this is distance d. We know the formula C is equal to E naught A by D is the capacitance. This is given to be 8 picofarad. This is given. This is given when air is filled between the plates and distance d. Of course, A is the area of each plate. The plates may be plane sheets or circular plates. Okay, so this is given. Now in the next section, so when d dash becomes d by 2 and here is the dielectric constant K is filled. Now this is new distance, how much you know, d by 2. What is K value given? Dielectric constant 6 given, K is equal to 6 given. Now new capacitance C dash is equal to K into E naught A by D dash. What is D dash? D by 2. C dash is equal to K into E naught A by D by 2, which is same as 2 into E naught A by D into K. This is, remember, 2 into, what is E naught A by D? 8 picofarad 10 power minus 12 into K value given 6. Now 8 6 of 48, 2 times 96 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad or 96 picofarad is the answer. So as we know the property capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, when a dielectric slab of dielectric constant introduced between the plates of the capacitor, its capacitance will increase to K times when completely filled. When partially filled, we have different formula. As for the question, the space is completely filled. Initially it was filled with air, so we can call initially it is a air capacitor. Now it is a dielectric capacitor, and distance is also reduced to off. On being decreasing the distance, the capacitance will increase. Well students, now next question number 6. 3 capacitors, each of capacitance 9 picofarad are connected in series, and we are asked to find the total capacitance of the combination, potential difference across each capacitor if they are connected to a 120 volt supply. Now referring question number 6. What is given? You are given with the 3 capacitors, each of capacitance 9 picofarad, and how they are combined? Series. Remember students, in our last discussion, in our last session, we have discussed a combination of capacitors, series as well as parallel combination, and in fact I asked you to make a distinguished study of both. Understand? Well, now let us apply the series combination arrangement for this question. Consider 3 capacitors are being combined in series. Let us take. All are identical, remember. These are initially uncharged, combined in series and then connected to a 120 volt supply battery. 120 volt total voltage supplied. This is C. Why? Because they are identical. 9 picofarad, 9 picofarad, 9 picofarad for series combination. Remember the discussion made in the last class. What is the first question? Total capacitance. Andre, total capacitance or effective capacitance. You can say effective capacitance. Cs is equal to, all are identical, simply formula becomes N into C. For identical capacitors, sorry, this is C by N. C by N for identical capacitors in parallel combination. This is 9 picofarad given, divided by how many number? 3 in number. Therefore effective becomes 3 picofarad. You refer the theory made earlier wherein identical capacitors when combined in series, then effective becomes C by N, because the basic formula is 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 is equal to 1 by Cs. In that regard, 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C, 3 by C, reciprocal, C by 3, 3 picofarad. This is first part. Now what is second part? What is the PD across each capacitance if they are connected to 120 volt supply? Supply means battery, a source for charging the capacitors. These are being identical, hence we followed this formula. If not identical, we have to follow the formula 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 is equal to 1 by Cs. Or a simplified one like C1 C2 C3 divided by C1 C2 plus C2 C3 plus C3 C1. That formula also you can apply if they are not identical. Well, now second part of the question, students. What is the PD across each capacitor? They are asking for PD, potential difference across, and you know how potential divides during series combination, because during series combination charge on all capacitors are same. And how potential divides? Potential divides as the inverse ratio of capacitance. However, in this case capacitors are all being identical, potential 2 will divide equally. So 120 volt will divide equally among 3, so that each one will get how much? 40 volt. 40 plus 40 plus 40, 120 volt. Since it is identical, since the capacitors are identical, otherwise potential ratio will be equal to inverse ratio of their capacitances. Well, you can directly refer, or V1 is to V2 is to V3. Here in this case is 1 by C1, C only, is to 1 by C, is to 1 by C only. Why? Because they are identical. They are identical. Therefore, it is 1 is to 1 is to 1 only. Same it is 1 is to 1 is. Therefore, V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3 is equal to V divided by 3, which is equal to 120 by 3, which is equal to 40 volt. If it is 1 is to 1 is to 1, you know the method of ratio calculation. V1 will be equal to 1 divided by 3 out of total potential, 1/3 of total. V2 also same, 1/3 of total. If they are not identical, then you know the ratio formula also. Here you will get C2 C3 is to C1 C3 is to C1 C2. You refer all the formulas written in the last session. Well, anyhow students, this is the complete solution to the question number 6. Well, let us refer now question number 7. Question number 7, you are given a parallel combination of 3 non-identical capacitors like 2 picofarad, 3 picofarad and 4 picofarad, and asking for total capacitance and also charge on each capacitor if the combination is connected to 100 volt supply. Three capacitors are combined in parallel. Here is the battery whose voltage is given 100 volt, positive polarity, negative polarity 100 volt. This is C1, C2, this is C3, and what are the values given, students? 2, 3, 4, 2 picofarad, 3 picofarad and 4 picofarad. Well, friends, Here is the arrangement for a parallel combination of three capacitors which are not identical. Well students, it is important whenever you have numerical questions in the examination, for PU examination, 5 marks. For such questions you have to better draw the diagrams. That will be a very impressive way of answering questions. Wherever necessary, even in numerical sections, if you draw the diagrams and then if you answer, that will be a very effective way of answering. Well, now first question students, what is first question? Total capacitance of the combination. You know, for parallel combination, what is the total capacitance? Sum of their capacitances. Unlike in series combination, the reciprocal of effective capacitance is equal to sum of the reciprocals of individual capacitances. Here it is total capacitance or effective capacitance is calculated with the formula. Effective capacitance of parallel combination CP is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. This is C1 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 9. 4 plus 3 7 plus 2 9 picofarad is the effective capacitance. For parallel combination. Remember friends, this is first part of the question. Now what about second part? You are asked to find the charge on each capacitor students. Charge on each capacitor, and we know very well that in parallel combination charge will divide. In a series combination potential will divide according to their capacitances. Similarly in parallel combination charge will divide according to their capacitances. Here charges distribution will be according to their capacitances. More the capacitance of a capacitor, more charge will be deposited, remember. So accordingly charge ratio is directly proportional to capacitance ratio. Charge on each capacitance you can calculate using the formula. Q1 is equal to C1 into V. Q2 is equal to C2 into V. And Q3 is equal to C3 into V. Well students, you remember, during a parallel combination total potential will be same for all the capacitors, because parallel combination again all capacitors are connected between same 2 points. What 2 points? Between positive polarity and negative polarity. They are connected here means same like they are connected to the positive polarity of the battery. Similarly connected here means connecting to the negative polarity of the battery. Therefore PD across each capacitor will be same and is equal to potential of the battery connected. So basically charge is equal to capacitance into potential. Hence Q1 you can calculate as C1 2 into 10 power minus 12 into voltage 100. It becomes 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb, like this. Because 10 power minus 12 here, 10 power plus 2 it is, so it becomes 10 power minus 10. Similarly, second one Q2 comes out to be 3 into 10 power minus 10. Third Q3 comes out to be 4 into 10 power minus 10 it will come. Q2 will get 3 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb. Q3 you will get 4 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb. Otherwise, you can also calculate this using the relation charge ratio Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 is equal to C1 is to C2 is to C3. For that you should know the total charge. How to know total charge? By multiplying total capacitance and total potential. 9 picofarad into 100. In that way also we can calculate. Or students, remember, charge ratio can also be calculated by knowing what is total charge. Total charge is equal to total capacitance into total potential, which is 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 into 100, which will become 9 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb. Now charge ratio, as you know, Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 in parallel combination. If you refer, it is C1 is to C2 is to C3, and Q1 will be equal to, this is C1 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3 into total charge. This is 2 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by, sum is 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 into total charge 9 into 10 to the power minus 10. See, this and this cancel, this and this cancel. Q1 will be equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb. Same like this. In fact, this is easier. This is easier. If at all, if you want to refer with this formula, here is the method. Here is the method. Ratio formula. Similarly, Q2, if you go with, the formula becomes C2Q divided by total Cp only it is. In fact, this is Cp. This is 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 9 into 10 to the power minus 12. And total charge is 9 in 10 power minus 10. This becomes 3 into 10 to the power minus 10. Similarly, Q3 also same, C3 into Q divided by Cp, which is 4 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 10. This also comes out to be 4 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb. Of course, friends, this is simpler and easier. Just to make use the ratio method formula, you can refer this. Otherwise, this is simplest and easiest. You can refer this. This would be the complete answer for question number 7. Well, students, this is how the solution to the various numericals in this class, and we will continue with the other numericals in the next class. In today's session, we have solved some 7 numericals from the exercise. We will continue with the question number 8 in the next class.